Hi, I'm George and this is Jasmine. We're physiotherapists working for Western Sussex Hospitals. You're watching this video because you've either just had or are just about to have a caesarean section, and we're going to cover some important information that you need to know for your recovery. We're going to talk about bed exercises that you can do whilst you're still in bed. We're going to cover care for your wound. We're going to go through do's and don'ts in terms of lifting, carrying and daily activities. We're going to guide you through your gradual return to ordinary everyday exercises, and we're going to demonstrate some abdominal exercises that you can do in the early weeks. After your C-section, you will have a catheter and you will be wearing TED stockings to help with your circulation. Ensure that while you're still in bed, you don't lie with your legs crossed. I'm going to go through some exercises that you can do while you're still in bed to maintain good circulation. You can start by pumping your feet up and down, and you can move your ankles in circles and in the other direction. And one at a time you can move your knees up and down, and then gently rock from side to side just to take the pressure area off of your bottom. If you feel that you need to cough, place your hands over your wound and just apply a bit of gentle pressure so that when you do cough, there's no strain on your stitches. Just do one big cough rather than lots of little coughs so that you can adequately clear your airways. There's a technique to getting out of bed that will avoid too much strain to your wound. Bend your knees and then roll onto your side. And as you bring your legs down to the floor, push through your arms to avoid straining your tummy. And you can use exactly the same technique to get back into bed, but in reverse. Constipation is really common after a caesarean section. Ensure that you're well hydrated and aim to drink around 2.5 litres of fluid a day. We recommend that you avoid any fizzy drinks because they can be gas forming and be quite uncomfortable in your stomach. Eat regular meals and make sure that you have some fibre with every meal. Make sure that you're having enough fruit and enough vegetables. You may be given a product called lactulose, which is a very gentle laxative, which makes your stool softer and easier to pass. Keep an eye on your wound. If it starts to look red and angry, or if it starts to ooze, or if it starts to smell, you need to contact either your GP, your midwife, or your health visitor and get somebody to take a look at it. Ensure that you keep it clean. So we recommend showers rather than baths because you don't want to soak your stitches in dirty water. If you don't have a walk-in shower, there is a technique to getting into a shower that's incorporated in your bath. Put your hands on the side of the bath and then gently walk your legs backwards. After you finish your shower, pat the area dry with a clean towel or a cloth, and to ensure that the area is completely dry before you get your clothes back on. Think about what you're going to wear. Wear loose, comfortable clothing and make sure that you've got big knickers that come right over the top of your wound. Jasmine is now going to talk about do's and don'ts and return to your normal level of activity.
So you must not lift or carry anything heavier than your newborn baby for the first 6 weeks. It takes 6 weeks for basic tissue healing, but it will be up to 12 weeks before your wound and your muscles have fully healed. You must wait at least 6 weeks before you return to driving, and you need to be able to perform an emergency stop. Housework. You should try to avoid housework for the first 6 weeks. So that means no hoovering, no lifting heavy pots and pans, no loading or unloading dishwashers or washing machines, no pushing shopping trolleys. Using a buggy or pram for your baby is fine because they're lightweight and easily manoeuvred. You can use a baby sling for carrying your baby. When you have your baby in your sling, just make sure that the baby's head is at about this height. And don't use the sling for too long, so perhaps alternate between the sling and your buggy. Try to avoid any movements that involve deep leaning or stooping. So for example, nappy changing, take care. Try and use a changing table if you can. And when it comes to smaller children and toddlers, if they want to be picked up from the floor, try to avoid that. And if they want to cuddle, then it's much easier if you kneel down, get down onto the floor at their level, get them to come onto your knee, and you can give them a cuddle from there. Or you can sit down on the sofa and give them the cuddle. So thinking about returning to normal exercise. For the first 6 weeks, walking is really the best exercise that you can do, and you'll slowly build up your exercise tolerance so that after 6 weeks, you should be able to walk for about an hour. Once you've had your postnatal check and your wound has fully healed and you no longer have any bleeding, you can then start swimming. After 8 weeks, you can go to a postnatal yoga class or a postnatal Pilates class, but still no high impact activities, so no jogging or running or jumping or gym work. At 12 weeks, you can then think about returning to your normal activities, but take it slowly and listen to your body. We're going to run through some simple exercises that we recommend that you do after your cesarean section. So we're going to start with a basic abdominal exercise. You can start this with your knees bent. So if you bend both knees up, lovely. Keep your hands by your sides. I'm going to place my hand on your tummy just so I can feel your tummy muscles working. I'm going to ask you to take a breath in and then breathe out. And at the end of the exhale, gently draw your belly button away towards your spine. And then keep that gentle contraction, but continue to breathe normally. And then see if you can hold those muscles for about 10 or up to 10 seconds. You can repeat this exercise throughout the day. Then we can do basic pelvic tilting. So for the pelvic tilting, again, I'm going to put my hands on your pelvis so I can just facilitate that. You're going to very gently press the small of your back in towards the bed. And at the same time, draw your belly button in towards your spine and then slowly release. Good. And again, gently press small of the back into the bed and slowly release. And you can do this up to 10 times. Then we can do very simple knee rolling. So for the knee rolling, just engage your tummy muscle. So you're doing your basic abdominal contraction and slowly roll your knees away and then towards me. And you can do these knee rolls up to 10 times. After a cesarean section, even though you haven't had a vaginal delivery, you'll still need to do pelvic floor exercises. We have a separate pelvic floor exercise video for that you can refer to. At the end of this video, we'll include some links to some useful websites, including Family Assist. Thank you for watching. We hope you found this helpful.